What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And the reason why I'm so excited is that New York Times journalist Rory Smith claimed on the Guardian's weekly podcast that Liverpool are going to sign Ibrahima Konate in the summer. They are saying that they find Upamecano a little bit too expensive even with his relatively low release clause, and Liverpool think that Konate is a better option than Upamecano, and I'm really excited to tell you guys exactly what he said. And also we will preview the Tottenham-Liverpool big game tonight. Let me know what is your prediction for the Tottenham-Liverpool game in the comments below, and if you enjoy these, leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here. So this is what Rory Smith said in the newspaper. I think Liverpool are going to sign a centre-back in the summer, and I think that central defender is probably someone they will play against in the Champions League last 16, because Leipzig drew Liverpool in the Champions League. So we are signing a Leipzig centre-back, and Rory Smith claims that, and I quote, "I don't think it's going to be Dayot Upamecano. Liverpool's principle and policy is if we don't get the exact player we want, then we are not going to sign anybody," and that has worked for them brilliantly so far down the years. When we couldn't sign Van Dijk in the summer, we waited until January to sign him, and so on and so forth. And Rory Smith also continued, "I don't think it's to do with money not being available to Jurgen Klopp." Smith points out that lack of funds hasn't been an issue to Jurgen Klopp. Moreover, that the right central defensive addition is just not available to Liverpool right now. Liverpool are renowned for being financially very shrewd, very smart in the transfer market, as well as prioritizing long-term strategies as opposed to like reactionary short-term panic buys, if you like, in the transfer market. Judging by Rory Smith's comments, the same principles have been put in place this time around, even in the absence of Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez, and we will talk about that a little bit later, how it made Liverpool's side unbalanced, not having Virgil van Dijk in the team. And it looks like Liverpool could use the Champions League knockout stage two-legged tie against Leipzig to take a closer look at not just Upamecano but Konate. And if Konate impresses Liverpool, then we will press ahead and sign him in the summer. Maybe due to heavy competition and a relatively high price tag, Liverpool feel as if Upamecano is no longer a primary attainable target. If that is the case, Konate would be more than good enough to represent a viable alternative, and he will be value for money. At 21 years old, he's a very strong, tall, towering centre-back who has the potential to become a top player in his position. And moreover, at £44 million, according to Bild, he represents a very good long-term investment, because Konate is likely to be around the top for at least the next 10, but maybe even the next 15 years. So even if we sign Konate for 40-50 million, his resale value would be almost as good, maybe even better. So it makes sense that Leipzig have a considerable release clause, so for one of their most valuable assets. So I will watch the Champions League against Leipzig very closely, especially watching their centre-backs. And I think if Konate can impress against Salah, Mane and Firmino, then he will be a very good centre-back option for Liverpool in the summer. The one thing that I don't like about Konate is that he is struggling with injuries. He already had a few injuries in his career, even though he's very young, just 21 years old. After starting the season on the injured list, Konate came off the bench in Leipzig's first Champions League game and then started the next 5. He also played 6 of the 9 league games after his return, but then he picked up a second knock, and right now he's also out of action with an ankle injury after missing the end of last season and the start of this season with a hip flexor injury. And before that, starting in October of 2019, he missed more than 200 days due to torn muscle fibers in his leg. So it's a very worrying injury record. Liverpool don't need another centre-back who is injury prone. We already have Gomez, we already have Matip, who are are very often out injured. And if we sign Konate and he will be also injury prone, that Liverpool should be looking elsewhere. That's my opinion. So if I had to choose between Upamecano and Konate, I would choose Upamecano every day of the week, because last season Upamecano played 28 games in the Bundesliga. This season he already played 17 games. Just to put it into contrast, Konate last season only played 8 Bundesliga games, and this season he only played 6, and he is also out injured right now, while Upamecano is playing every week, every game for the 90 minutes. And Upamecano very rarely misses games with injuries. Konate is more injury prone. So as I said, if I had to choose, I would choose Konate because of his. I would choose Upamecano ahead of Konate because of Konate's injury record. And Danny Murphy, a former Liverpool player and now pundit, says that Liverpool desperately need to sign a centre-back in January to give Jurgen Klopp's side a huge boost. This is what he said. The small area of concern is the lack of transfer activity when Liverpool so desperately need a centre-back. I don't think you should go out and buy for the sake of it. If you can't get the ones you want then you don't do it. Defensively, Liverpool are not right, are they? That's for sure. I know they are not scoring. You could see against Man United in the FA Cup, defensively they are not right when Joao Matip isn't there. So I hope for everybody's sake they do something in the last few days of the window, give everyone a boost, and then a decent result at Tottenham on Thursday can get them back on track. It's a difficult time for Liverpool. It's a weird season. There is one thing for sure. Jurgen Klopp has got plenty in the bank. He means not money but credit. And Murphy said, I would really hope so that Liverpool will sign a centre-back before the end of the window. I would be really surprised if nothing happened. I still think Klopp will be confident enough of getting top 4 with the attacking prowess that Liverpool have, because those players are top class. Just because they are having a little dip, that quality will come back. I'm not worried about goal scoring. He will believe that Liverpool will get top 4, but that's not good enough now. Liverpool are way above that in terms of where they want to be and expectations and what the fans desire. If Liverpool don't sign a defender, how fit can Matip stay with all the games? They will need Jordan Henderson and Matip fit. If they get those, the two fit, they will be all right. So pretty much fans, pundits, journalists, even former professional players fully agree that Liverpool desperately need a centre-back. But there is a sensational report in The Athletic that some members of the Liverpool squad and the coaching staff also think that Liverpool desperately need a centre-back. This is what the report says. There is an acceptance among Liverpool's squad and of course Jurgen Klopp's coaching staff that Virgil van Dijk is irreplaceable, yet there is also a surprise. Liverpool have not acted in the transfer market given the serious injury sustained by Joe Gomez and Joao Matip's continued fitness problems. Lower down the chain in Liverpool's scouting network, those who have no say on the transfer strategy consider signing a defender now to be an obvious solution and something that Liverpool needs. And also, Liverpool manager even Jurgen Klopp said that Liverpool would want to sign a centre-back. They need to sign a centre-back, but he's not making the decisions. The owners are. So Jurgen Klopp can't go out and sign a centre-back unless the owners say that they can sign a centre-back. So I think that they are playing Russian roulette, the Liverpool owners, because if Liverpool miss out on the top 4, and there is a good possibility that could happen, it could have ripple effects that would last for the next 2 or 3 years, and it could ruin the rest of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool career. Because what if Jurgen Klopp can't sign the superstars that are needed to replace Firmino, Mane and Salah in the next 3 years? I'm not saying they need replacing right now, but in 2 or 3 years they definitely need to replacing. And yes, we have Jota, but we need 2 more. We need an Erling Haaland and the Jadon Sancho type of player to replace those front 3. And if Liverpool are not in the Champions League, there is no chance that the likes of Haaland would join Liverpool, and that's the problem. And also very good news, Xherdan Shaqiri has turned down a January move to Hertha Berlin. Hertha Berlin just sacked their coach Bruno Labbadia, and my fellow countryman Pal Dardai got promoted from the under-16s to the Hertha Berlin first team coach, and he has been Hertha Berlin manager before, and he also played for like almost 15 years for Hertha Berlin. He's a Hertha Berlin legend, and he wanted to sign 3 players, Perisic and Christian Eriksen from Inter Milan and Xherdan Shaqiri from Liverpool, but none of the trio could actually come to an agreement with Hertha Berlin. In the case of Perisic and Eriksen, the salary claims in particular, they wanted more salary than what Hertha Berlin could offer to them. And also, Shaqiri, according to the report, is not in the mood for a relegation battle in the Bundesliga, because Hertha Berlin are fighting against relegation. They are just a few points above the relegation zone in the Bundesliga. And even though Shaqiri is used sporadically under Jurgen Klopp, since he recovered from his injury, he's playing regularly, and Shaqiri is just not interested in throwing himself into a Bundesliga relegation battle with Hertha Berlin in the middle of the season. And Liverpool still have a chance at winning trophies this season, and I think Shaqiri wants to stay at Liverpool as long as possible. He knows that if he leaves Liverpool, his career will go downhill from there. Fabrizio Romano also revealed that Wijnaldum is considering his options. He still is mulling over the Liverpool contract offer. He still hasn't decided yet whether he signs a new Liverpool contract or not. This is what Romano said. I'm told that in the last few weeks, the situation with Wijnaldum got really complicated. He's not convinced about the economical part, but also about what the project is going to be in the future and what his personal life and family will be and how he wants it. It is really difficult at the moment, but I think in February Wijnaldum will have a decision for us. I love Wijnaldum. He's a fantastic player who has everything. He's a good runner, he's a fighter, he has good quality, he scores goals, and he's a winner. Liverpool need to try and convince him to stay, but I'm also respectful of Liverpool's situation, because we have to understand at this moment all the clubs are losing a lot of money, which is an issue in terms of salaries and what they can offer. The ongoing pandemic has complicated the finances for not just Liverpool, but many clubs across Europe, particularly those outside of the Premier League who cannot fall back on the Premier League TV deal. Sides like Barcelona, who are reliant on matchday income and the revenue generated by their world famous museum, have been hit hard. We have to wonder, beyond financial compensation, how attractive is Barcelona right now? Yesterday we watched the Barcelona struggle to beat a second division side in the Spanish Cup. They actually went 1-0 down and they almost got knocked out, but then they equalized and got the winner just before the end. So Barcelona right now are in a worse state than Liverpool. So it's very interesting, I think, that Wijnaldum maybe wants to go there. I'm not sure if that's the best decision. And James Pearce wrote a very interesting piece alongside Simon Hughes in The Athletic, saying that Virgil van Dijk, him missing from Liverpool, has totally upset the balance of Liverpool. His absence has forced others to play out of position. Without him, the same synergy has not been present in Liverpool's play. His absence off the pitch has been felt as well. He has not just been missed in games, but around the training ground, inside the dressing room, in the testing moments, since other players have looked towards him for inspiration. On such occasions, he would be critical of himself as well as others, a unifying figure in the dressing room. Virgil van Dijk was the leader of this Liverpool team, on the pitch and off the pitch. Teammates say Virgil van Dijk is also a good listener, someone who makes those around him feel valued. Without Van Dijk, especially at a time when nothing feels quite as it should be, a sense of balance has been lost at Liverpool. And yes, this is the first time since Van Dijk signed for Liverpool that Liverpool have been without him, and the Dutchman is a natural reader. There is a reason why Van Dijk is given the armband, and he was the captain of Liverpool sometimes. I can't wait to see Virgil van Dijk back in action, and I'm sure that you guys are as well. But I want to see him back in action only when he fully recovered from his injury, which is, I'm hearing, it's going well, but still 6 months is a very minimum recovery. More likely will be 7, 8 or 9 months until he's fully recovered from this injury. I'm not so sure whether we will see him back before the end of the season. I think we will want to make the Euros with the Netherlands, but I think he only should play when he's fully fit, and we shouldn't rush him back because we need him fully fit for next season. And Jurgen Klopp was asked whether we should expect a surprise in the transfer market from Liverpool. He said, "I'm not really, no. I would not say absolutely 100% no, but I don't expect anything to happen, to be honest." And that means that he can't rule it out, but it's very unlikely. I think he heard from the owners that unless a really great opportunity comes up, then Liverpool are not signing a centre-back, which I think is a huge mistake, and something that Liverpool might rue at the end of the season. And Jurgen Klopp also rallied the troops before the Tottenham game, saying that Liverpool want to be a team and nobody wants to play against, and we have the chance to be that team against Tottenham, and then on Sunday, and then on Wednesday, and again and again. That's what we always wanted to be, but then all of a sudden people talk about us as the best team in the world, which we never were. But that's not the problem. We could beat the best team in the world. We can still beat the best team in the world. That's good, but we have to prove that on the pitch again, and we will. We are on fire, if you want, to strike back, and the more negative things are thought about us or said about us, maybe the more we want it. That's the situation we are in. As for our supporters, the problem is, if we were playing now a home game, you would say the supporters have to be on their toes. Come on, let's create a proper atmosphere. That will not be there. Not at Tottenham or West Ham, because we play away. But that's a chance for us as well. We can do together with our fans, even in the moment we are not together, just create that common fighting spirit again. It's difficult. We didn't see each other for a while now, and we became champions, and then the results, at least, and some performances dropped a little bit. It was always clear that it could happen. Now we can show how strong we are. I am on it, in it, and whoever wants to follow, you are welcome to follow. So Jurgen Klopp is really pumped for the Tottenham game. The players are pumped. I'm pumped. Really looking forward to tonight. Let's hope we can beat Jose Mourinho's Tottenham. It will be very difficult, but I believe still in this Liverpool team. And sooner or later, our fortunes have to turn around. Liverpool are just too good a side to continue not winning games in the Premier League. So let's hope it happens tonight. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.